It's alive. Oh, it's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. Oh, in the name of God.
Hello everybody, it's me, it's Mr. 789 here on this glorious day of August 31st, 2017, and that, what you just saw 10 seconds ago, was me trying to say, I'm sorry for being dead, and let's get on into the game. I'll talk about it later. Spawning the top right hand position of Catalina, representing our red Zerg player. The music got really good for a second. He is Puddlez. He is puddles. As in the puddles of creep that kind of lay around his base. Kind of does beg the question though, are these really puddles of creep? I mean, it doesn't really look like a puddle. It looks more like a surface, like crawling thing. Like that looks like a sort of a skin infection rather than like a puddle. And his opponent, spawning in the bottom right hand position, representing our blue Terran player on Catalina, he is SpicyNoodles. And I still gotta get used to getting back into these introductions. Oh boy, folks, what happened? What was I doing? Where was I going? What happened to me? Well, you guys should be happy to know that it was nothing good. So, you guys can take at least a little bit of solace in the fact that I didn't stop doing it for a little while because things were going great. No, actually, so school started and I had to focus on that, and my team is planning this huge thing, and I gotta take care of it. Did the game just skip? Ah, whatever, it's fine. And I was just really busy overall for quite a little bit of time. But thankfully now I am back, I'm ready to rock and roll, and there is some exciting stuff in the future that we should be watching out for, folks. Now, none of that is going to happen anytime soon, right? Let's take a look at this game so far. That couldn't have just been me. There was like a little bit of a grrr as the game just kind of skipped a little bit. Maybe it is just me. I don't know. We'll have to see. Have to see, folks. SpicyNoodles gonna go for a reactor first. Huh, very intriguing play. Generally, you see at least a Reaper or something coming out, so you can scout out the Zerg player. Then again, this league isn't really known for having the most refined, amazing, cool build orders, so we're gonna go ahead and let it slide, but you know, I'm keeping an eye on you, SpicyNoodles. I'm keeping you on, you noodly piece of schnitzel. Alright, so as soon as this reactor finishes up, gotta be 2 Marines, right? Gotta be 2 Marines. Just has to be 2 Marines. Alright, I guess not. Hey! Oh, okay, so it's just a supply depot. Never mind, so Puddlez did a little bit of a peculiar thing in the opening parts of this map. Aside from the 2-minute layer, he kind of opened up gas. If I remember correctly, shit, was I not paying attention? No, I think I was just being like all whiny about how I couldn't cast. I think it was gas pool, hatch, gas layer, which is something that should never ever happen unless, you know, the game is really just not in a great state anymore. But I'm very, no, I'm just joking. I'm very interested to see where this might go. Oh man almighty. I guess he really wanted to deny the scout. I mean, workers are not to be trifled with. It's gonna be that kind of game. Gotcha. Alright, let's see if SpicyNoodles saw it. Did he see it? Oh, he sees everything! Oh my god, he has so much vision, he can't even see his own base. Alright. No, actually, he did not see it! What? He did not see the layer.
That on done. Swap away.
Okay. He did not see the layer. Very interesting indeed. So I guess that drone point was actually the correct response there from Puddlez. Would you look at that? Man, I tell you, you always have something to learn when watching a game of StarCraft. Always have something to learn. So yeah, it is going to be very quick. I mean, 2-base Spire. I mean, I've heard of 2-base Spire, but this is just ridiculous, folks. I mean, he has a couple of things out on the map. There isn't much pressure coming out from SpicyNoodles. Just content to kind of macro on up, and he sees everything now. Yes, sir, indeed. Everything is revealed. He should probably click on that Spire, which I'm guessing he probably did. He is too good to let that slide under beneath his nose. And SpicyNoodles is just going to go ahead and gear on up, not planning in early aggression, which, if you see the pros play, generally what they love to do is just keep on relentlessly hammering the Zerg player in the early stages of the portion. They don't give them a chance to breathe at all. So very a little bit weird here from SpicyNoodles. I mean, the reason why you do put on aggression is to not only beat back the Zerg, you know, keep their drone count low, keep their expansion count low, keep their creep spread low, which, you know, puddlez is doing a fine job of doing himself, actually, so SpicyNoodles, his job is pretty much done. But also on the other side, you get a scout, and if he would have maybe pushed out a little bit early, he maybe could have found out these mutalisks a little bit earlier. I mean, the first muta popped out at the 4-minute 45-second mark. I mean, take note, ladies and gents. Any sort of early aggression would have absolutely demolished him. But puddlez took a risk. That's what he did, folks. He took a risk, and that risk is seeming to pay off as 5 more mutts are about to join the fray. Look at those disgusting little flying, rotten banana-ass mother effers. Look at them go. They are rallied right over there, and they should be moving out any second now. I wonder... I guess he wants to bank up a couple of more. Or possibly not. He's gonna go ahead and move now. There we go. And yes, SpicyNoodles does have a turret up, but you know, there's only one turret, and that's kind of in the back of the mineral line. Terran players, it's fine to build it here. There's no shame if you build it in the middle of the mineral line. People expect it of you. Even Protars are getting on in the tray. You know, there's no shame at all at losing like 20 minerals to not lose your shit. Anyways, puddlez is gonna go ahead and start harassing with these mutalisks. Let's see how SpicyNoodles responds. There he goes, finally gonna go ahead and bring up the Marines. This refinery should end up going down, as well as a couple of Marines, if puddlez control is A+. There we go, not too shabby. And these Marines are enough to chase back these mutas for the time being. I wonder. So that's 7 mutas to around, I would say, 9-ish Marines. Let's see how many units he lost. He lost 3. And he lost 2. So at that time, it was 7 mutas to 8 Marines around. No, 7 mutas to 10 Marines. Which I'm not sure if the mutas win that fight. I actually think they do. Especially with superb control. You just stack them all up on each other. Pray that fungal doesn't hit you. Realize it's a PvT. Or TVZ. Pray that a Widowmine doesn't hit you. And then just take them out. So maybe a little bit of a missed opportunity there. But that is the opportunity cost of being in Goat League. But it is doing at least a little bit of damage. Not to knock this guy too much. Look at him. He's being active then. He's being a... What was I going to say? He's being pretty active with his mutas nonetheless. I mean, look at that. Taking on supply depots, taking on SCVs. It is some not bad play at all. Look at that. Runs away when he needs to. Very good control here coming out from SpicyNoodles. And I think he's just going to go ahead and keep on picking them on off. If he is interested, this tank is pretty exposed. 2 Widowmine's probably going to go ahead and set up a trap here. I mean, if watching StarCraft highlights for like 20 hours a day has taught me anything, these only belong in one place. Under a siege tank or under a medevac. These aren't medevacs, just to be clear. Now, puddlez is making more and more mutalisks. What does he have on the ground? Just 6 Zerglings. I think he just wants to keep on making mutas. So we're seeing a mass muta style coming out from puddlez, which I think is atrocious, right? I mean, mass mutas, imagine it like mass phoenix, but a little bit worse. And I'll tell you why it's a little bit worse. They clump up so much more. They can't fight directly as well. And they don't have... And it's not Protoss, so it's just overall worse. And yeah, so mass mutas definitely get destroyed by Marines. They get destroyed by mines. I mean, he is floating a lot of minerals. I mean, puddlez, there is no shame in throwing down additional hatcheries, and it looks as though that is exactly what he is trying to do over here. Another hatchery being put up right there. Queens are very full of energy. The injects have not been on point, but of course, how many injects can you realistically be doing when you have to control your mutas? You have to expand, you gotta make drones, you gotta make more mutas. I mean, I get it. It's a hard thing to do. I get it 100% completely. Now, I mean, if you do have problems injecting consistently... Sorry, I like the music too much. God, StarCraft music, I could just listen to it all day, I tell you folks. No overseer with this army. What was I talking about? I don't know. If you can't spend your money, seriously, oh! Down a couple of macro hatches to replenish that mutt cloud. Look at them fly away in fear. They're disgusting, but they are Zerg, and they are beautiful. Yeah, so throw down like two more macro hatcheries and just focus on those injects. And trust me, you'll see a huge increase in your performance. What's my camera angle doing? Come on, focus. All right. Yeah, definitely the biggest. The game skipped again. Oh my gosh, I cannot stay on one subject, can I? Jesus, I feel like I'm in middle school again. So yeah, macro, just no shame in getting more producing units, no shame in just focusing on getting that lava production going. The most important thing you can be doing, instead of picking off a couple of marines, a couple of supply depots, which is all good, the most important thing is to spend your money. And right now, when you're floating 2.7k minerals at the 9-minute 30-second mark, something tells me you're not quite doing that. But that is a-okay. Everybody has their own demons to strangle with. He is gonna go ahead and keep on harassing with these mutas. And another big mine shot. I mean, I generally don't rewind shit, but hang on. Alright, just making sure. Alright, just making sure that I did indeed saw what I did indeed see. Looks like though the response for SpicyNoodles is going to be Vikings. Unfortunately, I think that's a pretty horrible choice, because this is what happens when Vikings meet a huge crowd of mutas. Yeah, medevac's going down as well. This is not looking good for SpicyNoodles. I would say Liberator production should have began. Maybe pull up 5 or 6 Liberators and then start to try and fight the mutas. Big stint from the Marines, but Jesus, no medevacs to heal them on up, and they only get a Mutalisk for their troubles. Third base not quite underway for our friend SpicyNoodles just yet. The main thing holding him back, folks, is this Mutalisk harass. Trust me, he wants to move across the map. He wants to try and kill Puddlez and do something to him, try to slow him down, but these mutas are just proving to be such a pain in the arse. And already you can see, Puddlez is no fool. He has a game plan. That's a layer. That's okay, never mind. I was gonna say, whoa, we're using the mutas, keeping the Terran back at home to get up to hive. Brain-gasm, gotcha. But no, I guess it's just 2 layers. I mean, I'm a big fan of backup tech, but I mean, maybe to a lesser extreme. And he is more, no, oh wait, wait, what? He's getting a hive right now. Okay, yeah, that's a hive. He's morphing in a hive, so he actually is doing what I previously said. He just wanted another one. I guess he didn't think he had a lair, which, I mean, that should be obvious with the Mutalisks already. The things you're controlling for, like, all of the game. You should have known he had a lair, but you know what, whatever. I'm not going to judge. Now, the control has been good, but it has not been impenetrable for these Mutalisks, or should I say impermeable? I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. God, I feel like Rapid. Just kidding, I love you, Rapid, kind of. Shift L, there we go. He's lost 12 mutas so far, and in exchange for these units, not so worth it, but more than that, he's buying time. He's keeping SpicyNoodles on his side of the map, and honestly, that's the best thing that any Zerg player can ever hope for. Now, I think our friend SpicyNoodles has finally figured out a proper response to this. Go ahead and leave mines all across your bases, and hope that well, not even hope that the Widow mines fly, or the mutas fly into him, just hope that that is enough to defend back at home. And meanwhile, while you push across the map, it is time to destructinate. These are some very stiff Marines. I can't help but feel that if this attack doesn't work, Puddlez is going to be in a big, good position. In a very big, good position. Back in kindergarten, folks. Mike is not muted, and we're ready to rough and tumble. Kind of a big supply plot coming out here for Puddlez, and his Ultra's Cavern is halfway finished, nowhere near in time to handle these many Marines. And now the poor macro Puddlez and the composition choice is going to come back and try and bite him in his bollocks. SpicyNoodles waiting so much on the stem, knows he can't do it prematurely. Already 1 muta, 2 mutas being fed on off, and there's just a big ass ocean of Marines here to fight these Mutalisks. And it looks as though the hive is going to go ahead and maybe go down. There's just not enough. Look at that. They fly in, try and get a pick off, but lose so many. Now the muta cloud is now just a muta mist, as there's a sprinkling of them left in the sky. Very unique style from our friend Puddlez, folks, let me tell you. But SpicyNoodles, I guess at the end, he might just end up rolling over him. But StarCraft is an interesting game, folks. Let us see. 8 Ultras are in production, a lot of them in the main base. SpicyNoodles does not have a third base. He has no Marauders. He has nothing. Nothing to deal with the Ultralists. All he has to do is buy time. Puddlez, you just have to buy some time. These Ultras need a good 20 or so more seconds. I'm not sure if you can lose the mutas so much longer. He's going to go ahead and lose a couple of them. Trying to buy time. Is he going to do it? The Ultras are so close to popping out. Those are Overlords. And surprise! Oh my god! He did it! Oh, that's amazing! Oh my gosh, by the skin of his circumcision. Oh my gosh, SpicyNoodles. Oh, it's all gone now. Look at that. There's a couple mutas bled on over. How many mutants have died? Jesus, 30 have died, and even 2 ultras. Those Marines, what were their upgrades? Just 1-1 and combat shields. Managed to take on 3 ultras before dying, but now I'm not quite sure what there is left to deal with them. Big mind check going on through, but now there are 5 ultralists. What is our friend SpicyNoodles going to do? Your guess is as good as mine, folks. Your guess is as good as mine. He has a couple of Marines here. I mean, Widow Mines are amazing units. Let's get that out of the way. And miracles can happen, folks. Miracle number 1, miracle number 2. All the mutalists are gone. Here's something that's not quite as much of a miracle. These ultras are not happy. No stutter step micro coming up from SpicyNoodles. I feel as though that is one of the only ways he wins. Rallied into their demise. Oh no. He has 31 armor spray, but I think it's all just being produced. None of it is actually here and ready to rumble, and now Puddlez, though his main and natural were devastated, I think is about to repay the favor, folks. Let's see, what is Puddlez up to? He's gonna go ahead and run into a Widow Mine there. One Ultranist does go down. There is a Liberator. I guess it can hold the ramps. It's actually just Nelson that shoots on up. I mean, these Ultras pathing are gonna get screwed up by the Barrets anyway. No Chitis plating and no Carapace at all. So these Marines are actually doing damage to the Ultras. Look at that! That's just for Marine DPS alone. Isn't that redonkulous, ladies and gentlemen? But however, I guess that's what I get for saying but however. Now his units are doomed to die. SpicyNoodles still has a chance trying to clean up the Ultras. So close! No! 2 or 3 Marines clean them on up and they're all gone. Oh man, I don't even know this game anymore. I do. I'm just overreacting. And GG is called! It actually isn't the rage quit from our friend Puddlez. I guess he just didn't. He had the money to make an army game, but he just did not have the macro, did not have the production. SpicyNoodles, thank you for giving us a back and forth game. Puddlez, you the same. But jeez, what an interesting game. I guess he had a good idea using the mutas to keep him back at home while attacking the hive. But mutas are just so garbanzo beans in a main fight. They just get smushed and made into a falafel and then eaten amongst all the 80 Marines that are there so they can kill more stuff and nutritionize the Marines. Good play there from my friend SpicyNoodles. Puddlez just needed a little bit more better macro. I feel it was the main thing holding him back here. But you know what, folks? Shoulda, coulda, woulda is the story of StarCraft, and thank you so much for tuning on in. There is some big, exciting news coming up in the next month or so. There's going to be a huge thing going on. Not going to tell you what it is so far, because I like to tease my audience. Jesus, I just made myself uncomfortable. So, yeah, I guess keep your ears open. Keep your ears open, folks. Do what I'm doing. Do what I'm doing. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning on in. If you did like what you saw and what you heard here today, please go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment. All 3 are valid choices if you are so inclined. This replay was actually sent to me to Mr789@outlook.com. If you have any other good replays that you think deserve to be casted, something like this, for example, where this is what the map looks like at the 15-minute mark, you can go ahead and send them to me there, or just link in the description, or send it by carrier pigeon. Honestly, I'm very flexible. We'll figure it out. Anyways, that should be it for me, folks. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, above all else, that the internet could always use some more